So one thing that I realized about my agency is that we got some issues. I struggled to notice how big of a deal those issues were. I wish I could have started, months and months before. A big door that this thing opened for the next stage is to put the structure, the infrastructure for all the hiring process and all the, let's just call it people. And since we are an agency, that's pretty important. Romans and Christina have really good background. They can help you about things differently. They don't bullshit you, okay? They will say what they think is true. And this helped a lot have the team work in the same direction and align with the agency goals, with the agency KPIs. Their framework was really logical. It was linked very well in different aspects. It was made out of undeniable truth.
If you had to describe the biggest before and after in one sentence, what would it be?
So, I'm Bogdan Zabolotnov. I'm a co-founder of Growthub agency, and we help e-com, SaaS, app brands scale on Facebook ads with awesome creatives.
If you're comfortable sharing, what's your agency revenue?
This year, we'll be making 1.5 million in revenue.
What key challenges or bottlenecks were you facing before engaging with us?
It's the first time that I'm a founder, let's say. I didn't have a business before this one. And so I knew that there were things that I need to learn and that I needed to, to develop in my agency to function correctly. It's something that you will have to, understand now or later, since the agency model is to deliver value month by month, to your clients and always try to give the best results. You want to make sure that everything functions as good as it could. And also our service is pretty complex. We create videos. And so there are a lot of different roles involved in this service. So definitely I wanted to do a great job. I want to do the best possible job.
What was the real cost of that problem? Lost clients? Money left on the table? Costs on firefighting?
I think stress and not knowing what to do or how to analyze a certain situation or what the actual problem is the biggest cost, because maybe you can lose clients and you don't know whether it was meant to be or it was an operation problem. Maybe you can give more clarity to your team. Maybe you can really focus on what's the main issue, what's the main bottleneck. And as soon as you solve that, you unlock, of course, more growth, and you will, as a business, you will make more, but also, you will provide a better service. You will remove stress from your team. You will remove stress from, from myself, from my personal life, because I know what's the problem and I know how to tackle it. So I think definitely there is the revenue and the commercial cost, but also the emotional and the stress of not knowing exactly what framework to use or what is the problem.
That was a bit more on the operation side and a bit more focused on the acquisition. But the main issue was that we onboarded a lot of clients in those months. It started to become difficult to manage the clients, making sure the quality of the deliverables and the service we provide stayed at the same level. That was because we didn't have the right processes, and so we tried to understand better what we should focus on and how to get good processes and everything, but we didn't have much experience. We were just good at what we do, but not good at creating processes and structure.
Were there any wake-up moments that pushed you to act?
I spoke with a lot of founders and agency owners that are way ahead of me and have, 8-figure agency. And when I learn and I hear how much money, how much resources, how much time they dedicate to learn more and to learn from other people that already did those mistakes or already, solved those problems, I think that was a wake-up moment where I was okay, we are not investing enough. We will run this business for many, many years. We can't afford not to invest in knowledge and how to solve those problems and how to answer those questions.
Why did you choose to work with us over other consultants?
We work with other consultants and with other solutions, and I wanted to have a different perspective because you need to understand the background of who you work with and what they do. what type of solution they provide. And I met Christina and Romans in a mastermind. They were very open. I could see that they knew what they were talking about. They had a specific framework and they applied across different agencies. And so I saw that they already work with a similar agency that is doing like creative. So basically it's the same type of model. They help you implement those solutions. It's not do it yourself solution, it's more of like do it with you. And so it's very complex. Business is very complex, especially operations. There are a lot of people, there are a lot of different shades and details. And so you want to have a person look into your business, into your department, speak with your people, and really exhaust all the questions that you have and how to implement those solutions.
What was it like working together? What stood out in our approach?
Yeah, so working with Romans and Christina was amazing. I loved it. The thing that I liked the most is that they have a specific, like a precise framework that you can apply. You can also kind of tweak. I saw that their framework was really logical. It was linked very well in different aspects. It was made out of undeniable truth. So it was not something detached from reality. Everything that we do has a meaning and has a reason to be done that way. So that was really, really good.
It's very good because you see like how everything is structured, how you should actually work, and like even simple things. I remember when Bogdan was telling me I wasn't that cool, but he was saying when I saw Christina coaching the guys, I saw like the level of how you can do that and the details. I think it was very good. Also like to understand, standardize, have better standards for each processes. And for me, it was great to talk about the leadership part and the focus, the weekly focus on the tasks that help you to grow the business. So that was something very valuable that I think helped us a lot to grow.
What did you realize about your agency or yourself as a founder that surprised you during the process?
So one thing that I realized about my agency is that we got some issues that started to become way more important, but I didn't tackle those issues right away. I struggled to notice how big of a deal those issues were. I wish I could have started, months and months before, because I would be in a better place right now. Sometimes you know about the problems you have, but it's only when you open your doors and you have other people watch what you do and highlight the issues that you really realize, okay, this is a big problem and I have to tackle it right now.
What are the biggest specific measurable results you have seen since working with us?
Something that changed day to day in our agency is that now all of our team is aligned on certain responsibilities, on certain KPIs. We can have proper performance review. We can really understand what matters and what is just noise. And it's really important also to distinguish that, because if you're working with a big team, you really want to know when things are going well and why. And you don't want to judge based on subjectivity, you just want to judge based on numbers. We were lacking some tools and some frameworks to manage our team. And it's really important to have those tools in place and to have like a clear communication and clear expectations. And this helped a lot have the team work in the same direction and align with the agency goals, with the agency KPIs. So I think the vision, the approach on what numbers I'm looking at when judging our team performance has changed a lot.
If you had to describe the biggest before and after in one sentence, what would it be?
I think it will be clarity, because I didn't know what I didn't know. Now I have a good picture in my mind, and I feel a lot of doubts, a lot of questions. Yeah, so clarity helps you focus and work with speed.
Is there anything that feels easier or more predictable in your business now?
One thing that comes into my mind is, for example, onboarding a new talent. Like everything is much clearer from my side, from their side, and they see like a very professional agency. Everything is much more clear. They do the right things way faster. And before it took more time because I had to coach them, I had to really install my vision. But now with all these new frameworks, it's way faster, and they start to act faster.
If someone shadowed you before and after our work together, what would shock them?
The speed of my actions. Before I was a bit more hesitant and I changed my mind more times, and now I have much more clarity, and so I can just tackle issues faster I have a very good overview of my agency, of the workflow, of the organic chart, of the responsibilities for each role. I can make decisions much faster. I know what to look for. I don't have other issues or other doubts inside my mind. By going through this process, I also realized how I can tweak and change responsibilities or adapt to certain problems based on the fact that now I own those topics, I own those areas, and so I can act much faster and with more conviction.
What was the most valuable system, process, or tool we helped you implement, and why?
So the thing that I like the most is how you linked end-to-end workflow. So exactly what's happening end-to-end in terms of production to deliver your service, and how it's well linked with key responsibilities of the roles and how they are linked with performance review. I think that link is awesome, and you have everything under control. You can stop guessing what's good, what's bad. You just know it, and you can adapt your system to track the right numbers. Yeah, that was great.
Were there any unexpected wins or insights you didn't expect to get?
The final output is not the agency, it's you. Because I'm gonna work many years on this agency and many on other businesses, and this information, this new way of thinking about things will always stay with me. And also you start to get some great ideas, some brilliant ideas that probably will be different without those information, without the program, how the program changed your way of thinking about things. You get more tools, more resources to build great ideas and to execute.
What doors has this opened for your agency, next stage of growth?
A big door that this thing opened for us for the next stage is to put the structure, the infrastructure for all the hiring process and all the, let's just call it people. And since we are an agency, that's pretty important. We are basically great people and great systems. And so ultimately that's the agency game. So it's a big piece for our future.
What do you now believe is the key to scaling an agency sustainably?
How to manage people, how to delegate, how to hire, what to expect from your team, having your team to know what they will be judged on, what matters, what doesn't matter. Those things are super important for scaling an agency. As soon as you know that, you can focus on other things that matters, that help you grow. And you know that because now there is structure, there is a knowledge on how to manage things and how to scale them. Agencies are made of people, and so to scale you need a lot of people. Without knowing exactly how to manage them and without being able to delegate that, you just risk to reach a certain point where everything falls down. The only thing that you want is keep building, growing.
Has this allowed you to focus on things that you couldn't before? If yes, what?
Something we didn't have before was a moment where me and my co-founder could speak about what we did that week and what we will do next week and what do we want to focus on. And we had those moments, not scheduled. This helped me understand where are we going in a certain areas of the agency, and this helped him understand where we are going, what issues we are facing in our operations and in the other side of the agency. And I think this type of communication helped a lot, aligning expectation and also not wondering again in your mind, what are we doing on the other side? You just free your mind and you just focus on the right stuff.
How basically you think about the quarterly goals, where you should put the focus to grow the business. I started to have basically these weekly cadence meetings with Bogdan every week, and that helps a lot to say, okay, these are our quarterly goals, and this is what I'm gonna do to get to our quarterly goals. These are the activities I'm gonna focus this week, and then you review them together. So that helps me to basically focus where I have more leverage. I was saying, okay, how can I make sure that I make progress on this? And I basically have a checklist now every day to make sure that I do at least 3 hours a day on the highest priorities, and I try to do 5 hours a day at least on acquisition.
Looking back, what's the one thing you're most glad we helped you with?
Roman and Christina have really good background. They can help you about things differently. And that was really helpful. I'm really glad that they had this specific framework, and they don't bullshit you. Okay, they will say what they think is true. They will say how things they think work, and it's very important for you to have that perspective, because a lot of people can think about things differently. If you don't have context and different perspectives, you can't take the best decisions. Vision that Christina and Romans have is great.
Any advice you'd give to other founders who are stuck where you were before?
So in an agency, and I guess in any other business, time is a very important feature. It's a very important element. And so I would advise to start sooner. Whatever you're thinking about, investing in knowledge, investing in upgrading yourself, you should start as soon as possible. And whenever you got resources to do that, do it. Doing things alone is tough, and it's just stupid, especially if you want to grow and if you want to improve. If you have a problem, just pay someone to help you out with that. It's such a hack. You upgrade yourself and you upgrade also the thing you're working on, your business.
Especially for agencies, like the retention is very, very important. And to have a good retention, you need processes. You can also try to just hire the best people, but even hiring is process and you want to prove that. And also like managing the people. And then also like if you want to add value as an agency and not just being a recruiting agency, it's very important you have very good processes. You're not just good at training one person, but you have very good processes that helps you to deliver the results. I think working with you, it's very, very good if you are trying to implement in these systems and making sure that you basically have a business and not just a lot of random tasks to do every day.